Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the podcast. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the car ride home. What happens right after a loss, after your child loses, they get back into the car, and what's the next 30 minutes to an hour look like for you as a parent? Now, what I want to try to do is get you to visualize this specific scenario. Your child just lost a tough game. They're getting back into the car. It's around noontime. They're hungry. They don't want to talk about the game. They don't want to get this extra coaching session from you after the game, no matter how, great you think you are as far as giving advice, giving tips. A lot of players, what they do is they shut down after they play. They've already gotten advice from their coach, hopefully. They've already gotten some sort of criticism from their teammates during the game. And when they get to the car, this is a time where they like to shut off. And kids like doing really one of three things. They like thinking about, what time are we going to Chick-fil-A? They like looking at their phone when they get in the car. They want to be listening to something and they put on headphones. This is very common. And what a lot of parents like to do, especially competitive parents, they like to use that time to get this coaching session in where they talk about you should have, you could have, why'd you do this, why'd you do that? And it makes the player feel very intimidated once they get back to the car because they want to avoid that conversation, right? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to your child, right? That's not what I'm saying. But how you communicate in these moments is very, very key, right? And this is why I always look at, there's really two types of parents out there. There's the one who is encouraging. They're really interested in helping their child to develop. And then there's the parent who tries to live vicariously through their child. And they want their child to be better than they were when they were younger. And so they look to push and push and push that child to be a superstar, right? And most kids won't be superstars, so let's just face the truth, right? And this is why when you get into the car, all right, I'm going to show you, I would say 2 or 3 important questions to ask versus overstepping, versus trying to overcoach your child. And here's what they are. All right, the first one that comes to mind is, when your child gets in the car, instead of interrogating them, let's ask a very specific question that gets them to realize you are not probing them, you're not interrogating them, you are asking a question that gets them to think, all right, versus saying you should have or you could have done this, all right? And the question is, hey, what did you learn from today's game that you can apply next Saturday? Right? No matter if the player won or lost, that is a question that gets them to think, all right, no matter how today's result, whatever the result was, what did I learn today that I can apply for my next game? All right. Another great question to ask. This can happen. And I think this is a good question to ask, especially if you want your child to be more proactive with their coach and ask questions. Is, after the game, the player gets in the car. Hey, what sort of feedback did you get from your coach today? Right? That's very different than, hey, why'd you react this way with your coach? Or why didn't you listen to your coach during the game? Or here's what I think you should do. And you trying to give too much input, right? So those are 2 very simple types of questions that can get your child to open up and actually consider and think about what you're saying versus just trying to shut off. And here's the thing. Over the last 12 years, I've been in this. I've been in the trenches, training players, helping parents, seeing the good, bad, and the ugly side of this from players at all levels. YMCA, recreational soccer, club soccer, high school soccer. And what I see is when parents get overly involved, the player, the athlete, will shut down. And then the parent's like, why don't they listen to me? Do they hate me? Do they not like me? And that's not the case. I think it's really the quality of your questions that you ask will dictate the quality of the conversation, right? So that's just something to think about today. I hope this helps out. And, I see a lot of times, a lot of parents, they like to coach and overcoach their children when they get into the car. And, at this point, I can speak confidently about this, that a lot of kids just shut down. They don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to talk about, what they could have or what they should have done, something that they don't have any control of anymore because they just played, right? So this is something to think about. Hopefully this helps. If you watch this video, you want to get in contact with me. If you're a parent and you need help, like let's face it, you want to strengthen the relationship with your child. You need some more tips or advice, and you want to talk to me one-on-one, feel free to reach out to me. So up here, you're going to see my phone number pop up. It's right above my head. Shoot me a text. I'd love to set up a call with you. This is something I'm committing to do over the next 12 months on this channel. Is I want to talk to as many moms and dads as possible. So if you're a soccer parent, reach out to me there, send me a text. I will respond back to you probably within 24 hours. That's it for today's video. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated with all the brand new videos we have coming out every Monday. That's it, and I'll catch you later.